Well, season 29 brings us to stop number 29 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series. As we are here today at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. As we're here today for the running of the Goodys Body Paint 500, the next to the last short track race of the season. The last one will be the next race after this at North Wilkesboro. The 30th race of the season, I should say. But we're here on the 29th race of the season, here at Martinsville Speedway. As we're set for 75 laps of action here today. As we're down to 6 races remaining on the season, counting this one, so the season is heading down the home stretch. And here's the starting line for today's running event. On the pole, it is Angel Navarro, number 42, the Old Spice GameStop Toyota. I believe that's his first pole of the season. I'm not sure on that one. He'll be alongside Matt McIntyre in car 14, the Advanced Auto Parts Pontiac. Second row sees car 39, Keith Batson in the Nathan's Hot Dogs Ford. Keith, an avid short track racer himself from the state of Maine. He's alongside number 97, Zach Rogers, in the Bang Energy Dodge. Rogers has been coming on as of late, too. Third row, a great qualifying run for Zach Winkle, the number 93 Amoco Ultimate Dodge. He's alongside Nathan Ormond, the number 94, the Excitebuyers SKF Ford, or Excitebuyers SKF Chevrolet, excuse me. I'm so used to saying this scheme on a Ford, actually. Fourth row sees Rafael LeDuc in car 16 and alongside Nicky Martinez in car 24. Next row down has the 2 championship contenders, Cole Deaver in number 3 and Jessica Shelton in number 9. Jess has got one of our 3 in-car cameras in today's race. Our second camera, in fact, lies behind Deaver's car. That's Charles Sanford, the number 03 Coca-Cola Vanilla Chevrolet. He's alongside number 25, Seth Cohen, the Flat Out Racing Network Chevrolet. Next row, Levi McIntyre, number 99, the Marvel Studios Zeb Elringer Banger TV SKF WWE Ford. He's alongside Quentin Moore, number 89, two-time winner season so far. He won at Riverside and the night race at Bristol, the Racing with Jesus Boss Hog Barbecue Sauce Ford. Next row is Dylan Young, at number 2, the Wawa Universal Studios Outback Ford, the Daytona 500 winner. He's alongside the Watkins Glen and Dover winner, Kyle Matthews. He has our third in-car camera, the Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers Mello Kings Island Pontiac. Next row down is Mason Wood in 52 and number 31, Dylan Poteet, the Brickyard 400 winner this season. Next row down has number 86, Daniel Bouchard, and number 59, Zachary Fitzwater. Next row has Cat Matson in 70 and number 8, Rob Evans. Next row has Kev Shear in 69. He won the first visit to North Wilkesboro this season. He's alongside Cole Baker, number 11. Next row down is Joshua Osborne in 60 and number 95, Alex Miller, the Pepsi 400 winner. Osborne yet to win a race this season, oddly enough to say that. Next row down is number 1, Trent Dunham, and number 17, Jesse Turner. Next row down has number 4, William Brock, who won a second Talladega race this season, and number 51, Colton Schwartz. Next row down is 55, James Sykes, and 81, Johnny Gardner. Next row down has number 43, Mike Becker, 2-time winner season so far. And number 28, Mike Wayne Robinson, who won the first Talladega race this season. Next row down has Jack Mitchell in 01, excuse me, and number 7, Logan Williams, who will drive that number in the NNSCRA Hunt Brothers Truck Series coming up in 2021. Next row down has number 66, Jordan Anderson, and 6, Nathan Hudson. And the starting shotgun field will be car number 5, Phil Parker, and number 36, Natan Amadeo. And watch Phil, he may come out like a bat out of you-know-where. So that's the starting lineup for today's running event here. Again, there are 3 in-car cameras. We're right inside Charles Sanford, Jessica Shelton, and Kyle Matthews in today's race here at Martinsville Speedway. As the field gets set for 75 laps of racing here on this 0.526 mile racetrack here. Lap speeds, you'll see them about around between 90 to 95 miles an hour. That's lap times of about 20 seconds a pop around this racetrack. Comparing to a track like Bristol, it's slightly larger at 0.533 miles compared to this racetrack at 0.526. But with the banking like what Bristol's got, obviously, that means higher speeds and a 15-second lap times that we have on that track, maybe even less than that in this series. So here's the command to fire them up here at Martinsville.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And giving them party engines as we get some more racing here today as the pace car leads the field. This leads the field for a pace lap here, and here we'll be back for the start of the race right after this. So the pace car is ducked off on the pit road here. You got a Toyota and a Pontiac on the front row as the field comes down for green flag racing here, and the Goodys Body Paint 500 is underway. And Angel Navarro got an excellent start. He took off like John Force on that start on that start. Keith Batson will try to go to second position, and he's going to do so on Matt McIntyre as they go into turn number 3. Zach Winkle, who has not yet recorded a top 10 this season, the only driver to not yet finish top 10 this season. He might have a shot at doing so, though, because he's got a pretty good car here today at Martinsville as he moves Matt McIntyre up the track here and now put Winkle up the 3rd spot now. But right now it is Angel Navarro and Keith Batson showing the way at this point here as they come down to complete the 2nd lap of this race here. Rafael LeDuc going now side by side with Zach Rogers in 97 as they go into turn number 1, excuse me. LeDuc, who's been sliding back in the points a little bit, he's now almost out of the top 10 in the points. He was in the top 10 for much of the season, a 2-time winner of the season so far, and at 16 Montreal Canadiens Buick, as LeDuc won the season at Atlanta and Pocono this season. Zach Rogers, he's not been without a win this season neither. He won at Rockingham and the first visit to Bristol this season. He just about had the second race at Michigan all but won, except the car kind of went up the track and tapped the wall a little bit. They're battling with Charles Sanford and Jessica Shelton, and that let those two battle it out for the win. And when we saw that race, it was a great finish. Rogers up the track a little bit right now here as he's now alongside Cole Deaver, the points leader. But Rogers squeezes between Deaver and LeDuc, and he pulls back inside and says, "Hey, LeDuc, I'm right here now." And LeDuc now goes up the track, almost tapped the wall, come off turn number 4. And now Deaver goes by. Here comes Ormond in the 94 and Shelton in the 9. On board Jessica Shelton's car as we go for a ride with her around Martinsville. And of course, I know we mention this every time we go to Martinsville, but of course, the one fascinating thing about the track is seeing the RPMs on this track here. Because of the gearing they have on this track here, you turn RPMs pretty fast around this racetrack. You see her going through 3 and 4 here, about 5,000 RPMs. Now off turn number 4. See how much RPM she turns into turn number 1, about 8750 going into that turn. And down to about 4750 going through the middle of 1 and 2. Now here she comes down into turn number 3. And about 8,900 RPMs going into that corner. Charles Sanford now goes by Shelton as he'll take position away. Woo, and he and Shelton got come together. And there we see 9,000 going into turn number 1 for Jessica Shelton. Going into the first corner, or 9,000 RPMs that is. So you see how quick the RPMs they turn on this track here, and they're all in 4th gear, obviously around this track too. So the gearing they have in these cars though allows them to turn RPMs very quickly around a track like this there. So that's why this track is usually tough on 2 things: brakes and engines on this track. And that's why sometimes you see a lot of engine failures around here at Martinsville in real-time NASCAR sometimes. Shelton gets back by Sanford. That's a battle for the 9th position right now. Here's Charles running in 10th at this point. Levi McIntyre running in 11th. 12th at this 12th right now is Kyle Matthews. 13th is Nicky Martinez, I believe. 13th is Nicky Martinez. 14th is Dylan Young. 15th is Seth Cole. Quentin Moore 16th. Mason Wood having a quietly a pretty good run. 17th position right now in the 52 machine. 18th is Kev Shearer. 19th is Cat Batson, and Joshua Osborne runs in 20th in the Dodge SRT Pennzoil machine. Not, as we mentioned, not been a banner year for Osborne. So far, the 3-time series champion, though he is way down in the standings, well, by his standards at least. But Osborne hopes to get it all together for season 30, which like I said, we'll be taking a break from this series for a while here because we'll be running a truck series on the NNSCRA channel, and of course the NNSCRA channel will be running the NNSCRA Pizza Hut truck series. That will be using the CWS15 mod, while the as we mentioned, the Hunt Brothers Truck Series, that will be on my channel, Red Racer 1985 channel, and I'll be using the PWSCTS mod. So anybody can sign up for those two series, by the way, too. It's not going to be whoever is in one series will not be allowed to sign up for the other. So it's not going to be that. And so anybody can sign up for those two series. But showing the way right now is Angel Navarro, the number 42 GameStop Old Spice Toyota. He's currently top 10 in points coming in this race here. He's quietly having a pretty good season so far, yet to win the season, but here today possibly could be the day at Martinsville. But Keith Badson right there in second position. Keith's got some incentive himself too, as does Matt McIntyre in the 14 car. Those three drivers have not yet won the season, so the desire level is going to be sky high for those three drivers, no question. But I mean, Matt McIntyre's had some really good runs this season, though. He's been close to winning a few times, but has not been able to close the deal. And he hopes to do so here today at Martinsville. And but he's right now a little over a second and a half back. Let's see what the margin is this time by. Matt is now 1.66 seconds back of the leaders. At this point, he's quite a ways back of Keith Badson right now. Badson is 0.8 of a second back of Navarro. But let's also remember, too, they do have lap traffic to contend with. And there you see right there in the form of Natan Amadeo in the 36 car. He's the last place car at this moment. So Navarro has come off turn number 2. Amadeo is almost going into turn number 3 at this point. So he's less than a straightaway behind those two cars, the lap traffic here. Zach Winkle runs 4th position right now. 5th is Zach Rogers. 6th is Cole Deaver. 7th is Raphael Leduc. 8th is Jessica Shelton. 9th is Nathan Ormond. And 10th is Levi McIntyre, who's now in a battle with Charles Sanford and Kyle Matthews right now for position. And there's a look from the rear bumper of Charles's car, looking right at Kyle Matthews in the 91 car. Charles right now running in 11th position. 12th is Matthews. Then you got Martinez and Dylan Young closing up right now. And there's the look from inside Charles's car, looking right at the back of Levi McIntyre's machine. Charles, we mentioned, running in 11th. Up ahead is McIntyre in 10th and Ormond in 9th. Off into turn number 3 they come. Turn number 1, excuse me, not turn 3. And there's the roof can from Kyle Matthews' machine, the Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers machine. He's running in 12th spot right now, average speed so far 94.067 miles an hour here. Matthews is fast at 94.5 miles an hour. And we talk about Charles having the rear bumper cam, while Matthews has the front bumper cam on his machine. How would you like to ride on the front bumper of a car doing about 120 miles an hour and knowing you have to slam on the brakes going into the turns here at Martinsville? The turns here are like hairpins on this track here, much like what we saw in the 11th corner on the road course at Sonoma when we was there earlier this season. Off turn number 4 they come right there, completing another lap there. There's Martinez in 13th position. 14th, as we mentioned, still Dylan Young. 15th is still Seth Cole. And Quentin Moore still running in 16th spot right now. So And so now they've almost ready to caught up. Now they've almost caught up to behind lap traffic right now. Angel Navarro closing up in the back of Natan Amadeo's car, one of the rookies in the field. Phil Parker not having a real good run right now. Neither is Colton Schwartz. Neither is Logan Williams. Neither is Johnny Gardner. Some big names back there in the form of Gardner and Parker, and also Nathan Hudson back there too in a 6 car. He's running in 32nd. 31st is Mike Becker. That's another big name that's packed there too. You remember Becker started out pretty fast this season too. He winning the 3rd race of the season at Richmond, and he also won the 600 at Charlotte, where we'll be heading to a couple races from now for the Mellow Yellow 500. But right now, Angel Navarro's got things under control right now as he leads this race right now after 31 laps here. We'll be about to complete the 32nd lap, and we will have 43 laps remaining in this race here. So we're almost halfway through. Halfway home is lap number 30. Is lap number 38. Always good to take a drink of Mellow Yellow here. Anyway, and now he's pulled up to the back of the 36 car of not Angel Navarro. He's the one leading the race. 36 car of Natan Amadeo, excuse me, in the 36 Texaco Havlin car. Not a very... Here. Amadeo trying to keep on the lead lap here and trying to give Navarro troubles here. Let's see what happens going into turn number 1 here. Natan Amadeo keeps that car, sticks it to the bottom of the track here. Navarro off turn number 2, trying to get by Amadeo. So that's the thing at Martinsville is catching him is one thing, but passing him is another. And I think we're seeing a classic example of this. Off into turn number 1 they come here, and I think what Navarro's trying to do is force Amadeo into a mistake into the corner, and we've seen cars slip in turn number 1 and leave the bottom lane open to where the other driver can dive bomb its way into the turn. We've seen that so many times at Martinsville too, i.e. Joey Logano and Matt Kenseth. But anyway, or Clint Boyer doing it to Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. So anyway, but that's how Martinsville usually is. You know, it's kind of a here, Martinsville can get pretty wild and woolly if it can. So as they come off turn number 4 here, completing another lap. That's lap number 37 that Navarro's completed. So this lap by will be the halfway point. 38 in the books and 37 to go this time by. Still caution free, averaging almost 94 miles an hour, 93.992 to be exact. But the problem for Navarro, him getting held up by Amadeo. That's letting Keith Batson and Matt McIntyre in this race now. Here, Matt Batson is closing up. So too has McIntyre. In that 14 cars, they come off into turn number 1, or so off turn number 4, excuse me. And that time by the margins close to 49 hundredths of a second. So the last half of the race is usually the most interesting part at Martinsville, because you never know what the leaders what's going to happen to the leaders on this track. Battle going on for 4th position right now. Zach Winkle and Zach Rogers, a pair of Zachs going at it right here. Both of them driving Dodges. Winkle in 93 and Rogers in 97. We mentioned Zach Winkle yet to record a top 10 this season. He hopes to keep it. He hopes to break that jinx. Unfortunately, that jinx here. He's way down in the standings though, and this will be a big pick-me-up for Winkle if he can hold on to a top 10 spot. Maybe even a top 5 if he can pull it off too. So, and here comes Navarro to the low side. He said, "I've had enough of following you, Natan." Oh, and Natan forced Navarro into a mistake. He was up the track. Here comes Batson to the low side. Nothing doing there. Batson moves to the low inside in turn number 3. He's trying to force Navarro into a mistake now as they come off turn number 4. Now we got us a race. Here, Navarro in the Toyota, Batson in the Ford, and McIntyre in the Pontiac. Out in the top 3 positions right now, and Matt McIntyre is probably watching all this, having a good time here watching this, I should say, while trying to figure out a way he can get past Batson for second place. There you see Winkle and Rogers. They're both running in second and third position, or running in, fourth and fifth right now. They are both 3 seconds back of the leader right now, but they are trying to close up a little bit too, considering that you got the leaders behind lap traffic here. Cole Devers entered the mix now. He's in 6th position. Rafael LeDuc remains 7th. Jessica Shelton remains 8th. 9th remains Nathan Orman, and Levi McIntyre runs in 10th position right now. McIntyre, not usually known for being a short track racer or a road course racer, and yet he's won it both. And McIntyre got slipped to the track a little bit too. Charles Sanford trying to close up too, as well as Kyle Matthews in the 91. And right now, where Cole Devers sitting at right now, he stands to pat his lead on Jessica Shelton in the point standings. It was 73 points coming into this race at Martinsville, and that's what Cole wants to do, is pad his lead. As we jump back inside Jessica Shelton's car, she runs in 8th place right now. Up ahead is Rafael LeDuc in 7th. Jess trying to find any weakness out of LeDuc's car as they come off turn number 4. So you got a battle between Buick versus Ford in the turn number battle going on for position right there. The Montreal Canadiens car versus the Canachan TV car. And meantime, this is what it looks like up front right now. As Angel Navarro still trying to get around the ton of a day on the 36 machine right here, and I tell you, he is having. I would imagine Navarro is getting frustrated right now at this point. And as longer it keeps going on, we may see some short track tempers happening here. And we've seen that quite a few times in this series. They're mainly at tracks like Richmond or Bristol. We never see it much at Martinsville or at North Wilkesboro, where we'll be heading to next on the tour. As they come off turn number 2 here, Navarro still trying to get around the 36 car. Batson and McIntyre still trying to figure a way around the 42 car. .39 of a second, the margin of position right now. But right now, McIntyre's about to pull up to the back bumper of Keith Batson's machine as they come off turn 4. Oh, the McIntyre got up to the high side now, and that dropped a few tenths in his interval, possibly a few hundreds, I should say. So this time by will be coming down for 20 laps remaining here at Martinsville Speedway. This race is flown by pretty fast right now. As you see, Navarro, or I should say McIntyre, still trying to get around Keith Batson, and Navarro actually pulled away a little bit, 4900s the last time, almost a half a second between the front 2 cars. There you see Navarro still trying to work on that 36 machine here. I'd say the one thing I've noticed there between those front 2 cars here, Navarro's been taking a slight look to the inside though, coming into the turns, but he cannot make a move to the. I don't know if the AI is not letting him make a move or what. I don't know about that one, but anyway. But Navarro right now having a pretty hard time trying to get around the 36 car. We saw Phil Parker go up the track right now in the 5 car, but kept it down low. My guess would be Navarro's strategy is probably trying to stay behind the car possibly and not make a move to the low side here, because he knows if he does though, because he knows I'm not making much sense here. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. I think here Navarro does. If anything, Navarro's trying to get around the 36. The one advantage Navarro may have of trying to get around Amadeo's car is trying to have a car between himself and a second place car here. But I'm surprised in some ways that Batson and McIntyre has not closed up as any further than they have to the 42 car. As they come off turn number 4 here, there you see the McIntyre and Batson. They're still battling out for second place right now. But closing up a little bit is the 93 and 97 cars. There's the 3 cars that's closing up here. Zach Winkle is 2.18 seconds back in fourth position right now. Zach Rogers and Cole Bieber both behind him, 5th and 6th. And those 3 cars. Well, Rogers got way up the track right there. Here comes Bieber to the low side for 5th spot. But Rogers has got the straightaway speed, and he keeps position. So, but boy, that almost cost Zach Rogers a little bit right there position-wise there, but he still hangs on. Closing up on 10 laps remaining here at Martinsville Speedway. This is the best battle on the track right now. Well, one of the best battles on the track. As won't be long till that 93 car, I think, will pull up to the back of that 14 car, because Zach Winkle is coming. 2 seconds now, but actually 1.3, excuse me, 1.3 seconds between 3rd and 4th. I think instead of a 3 cars, we may have a 6 car race possibly here. We're now down to 10 laps remaining, 65 in the books, 10 laps left. And Navarro still has not gotten around the 36 car of Nathan Amadeo here. Batson, I don't know if he's biding his time or not, but he's running out of time because we're now down to 9 to go now. Batson to the low side here. He comes. He's close up on Navarro's car. Nothing doing right now here. Navarro got up the track a little bit right there through turns 1 and 2 the last time by. See what happens this time by. Batson, I think he's lost a little bit of time that time by. They'll come off turn number 2 here, but Navarro up the track slightly. Batson peaks low, nothing doing. 7 to go. Batson trying to find whatever line he can try to muster here. Off to number 4. Navarro now has 6 to go. And Batson and McIntyre both lost a little bit that time by here. Lost a little bit of position here, but Batson closing up a little bit as Navarro got to the high side through 1 and 2. Navarro goes high, Batson goes high here, and McIntyre says go. Batson says no. 70 laps are in the books, 5 to go. Off turn number 4 they come here. Navarro now has 4 laps remaining. He knows one little slip though, and Batson's by him possible. He knows one little slip, and Batson's up on his back bumper. That 36 car has frustrated the 42 car, trying to not getting around him. But if anything though, what's helping him is that Batson and McIntyre have both not pulled up a back bumper as we thought they would. So Navarro, barring if anything, something happens to that 42 car in the last 2 laps, so he might be home free. But Like I said, if he slips a little bit going into the turn, though, Batson may be on the back bumper and may make a move. But we're coming to the white flag this time by completing lap number 74. We have 1 lap to go here at Martinsville Speedway. Batson trying to mount a charge on Navarro, though, so he can into turn number 1. White flag is out. Off the second turn they come here. Batson's still trying to close, but I don't think he's going to do it. Off turn number 4, he comes to number 42, GameStop Old Spice Toyota. Goes to victory lane. Angel Navarro wins the Goodys Body Paint 500 at Martinsville. It is Navarro's second Castrol GTX Cup Series victory in his career. He won at Phoenix 2 seasons ago. And now he wins here today at Martinsville Speedway as he comes on the pit road, averaging 93.206 miles an hour. Boy, he had to fight like a badger. He had to scrap like a badger to win that race there. But a big win for the number 42 team. That's going to move him up a little bit in the points. So as he slowly makes it into his pit stall. So 29 races are in the books, and we have now 5 races remaining here in this 34-race season. We'll give you the full field rundown here. Angel Navarro wins. Keith Batson second. Matt McIntyre third. Zach Winkle, his best run of the season, gets his first, not only his first top 10, but also his first top 5 of the season. Finishing in 4th position. So Zach Winkle might be back, possibly. We'll see what happens when we get to North Wilkesboro. Zach Rogers comes on 5th. Cole Devers 6th. 7th will go to Raphael LeDuc. 8th to Jessica Shelton. 9th to Nathan Orman. And 10th to Levi McIntyre. Kyle Matthews gets by Charles Sanford to finish 11th. Sanford drops to 12th. 13th, Nicky Martinez. 14th, Dylan Young. 15th was Quentin Moore. Then Seth Cole, Mason Wood, Kev Shearer, Kat Batson, and Joshua Osborne rounds out the top 20. Zachary Fitzwater was 21st. Daniel Bouchard was 22nd. 23rd will go to Trent Dunham, then William Brock, Rob Evans, Dylan Poteet, James Sykes, Cole Baker, Alex Miller, and Jack Mitchell was the top 30. Then the rest of the field will be Mike Becker, Nathan Hudson, Jesse Turner, Jordan Anderson, Mike Wayne Robinson, Johnny Gardner, Logan Williams, Colton Schwartz, Phil Parker, and Natan Amadeo was the last car to finish the race here, and all 40 of them barely, I should say, on the lead lap. So that will do it here today at Martinsville Speedway. Congratulations again to Angel Navarro, the winner of the Goodys Body Paint 500. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything in this channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth calls ours for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Dorsal Cup Series, which is the main series on this channel too. You will not regret checking his series out neither. And coming soon to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, we got the NNSCRA Pizza Hut Truck Series, a series that I'll be doing on this channel as well too, taking a break from this series after the season is over. And signups will be coming for that video will be coming up after I get done with the Ford after the Ford EcoBoost, or not Ford EcoBoost, bleh, after the Napa Know-How 500 will be up. That's the season finale for the series that takes place at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Here, and also let's not forget, we also got 2 NNSCRA series as well too. As well going on too here. Dylan Young has the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series on his channel X8675309-858X, and also Levi McIntyre's Marvel Studios Cup Series on his channel Thrash Maniac 99. So be sure to give those 2 channels a subscribe. Again, that's X8675309-858X and Thrash Maniac 99. Be sure to subscribe to those 2 channels as well as this channel as well too. So that will do it here today at Martinsville Speedway. For now, this is James Squall. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you at North Wilkesboro for the Tyson Holly Farms 400.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?